There are so many reasons why many people lose out or lose their already great remote jobs. This is, they had that job, but eventually they lost it. And this is not because of skill or experience, it has to do with habits, patterns, and unreliability. So, my name is Maureen. Let's dive right into the video and see why you need to do and to keep that remote job, not because of your skill or experience, but because of these things. So, what are the things that make people lose really great remote jobs? I'll go right into the points. The first one is poor communication. In a remote setup, remember, they can't see you, they can't meet you. So your communication needs to be very effective, clear, and concise. Are you replying to emails? Are you replying to inquiries? Are you following up on things that you said you'd follow up? Are you giving feedback on things that were asked of you? Maybe last week, your manager asked for the progress of this project and you said it's 30% done. Have you come back to say it's now at 50%, or you're waiting for that manager to come back and ask again? Those are the things that cost many people remote roles. A remote role that does not work like a government job, whereby you cannot be fired at will. Trust me, someone can fire you immediately. Like, hi, we no longer need you for this information, and you will not do anything about it. Trust me. Not because they are brutal and all that, but because it's kind of a freelance. A freelance is like a casual worker in a way. Yes. So if you're not responding to emails, messages, or calls quickly, well, not immediately, but quickly and promptly, you're giving vague updates about work progress. If you do this as a pattern, once, yes, it may be let go of, but if it's a pattern, a recurring thing, you're giving vague updates. Oh, I will let you know once done. Oh, I'm on it. I'm working on it. Oh, the electricity went out for the last 2 days, and you didn't tell the manager that don't have electricity. You're only telling them when they ask for their work. That is a red flag on your side for them. They could actually be considering you for that layoff. So, and if you are unclear about tasks, please ask questions, because it could come back to bite you. Why? If you don't ask, then you will do what you know what to do, and you might not deliver the work as it should be. Then there might be a need for you to repeat or review, which may waste time. So make sure your communication is clear and concise. You'd rather be seen as a fool for asking than repeating a task that you could have asked about. Yeah. The second one that catches people very much, especially in Africa, here in Africa, is lack of self discipline and poor time management. I'll combine those two because it has to do with how you manage your time. So you got the contract and it says you're working Australian time, meaning you are working, for example, even in Africa, you're working probably mostly at night, let's say, or in the early wee hours of the morning, but you don't stick to this time. You put the laptop on, it is running so that they can think you're working. It will come back to show. Some of these jobs actually have monitors in the back end, but they don't tell you. They can see your activity. Like in our accounting system, someone can see when I logged in, the tasks I have done, the things, what I have deleted, what I have booked, what I have changed, what I have written, the descriptions I have written. That is bookkeeping. It can show. Any system nowadays can actually show the login, or what is it called, activity. It can show. Most of these systems can show the activity on the platform. So if it's showing you logged in, you're supposed maybe to log in at 9 p.m. your local time, so that you can match their 8 a.m. and it's showing you logged in 10:30 p.m. That is 1.5 hours late. Nobody might point that to you. Trust me, nobody might not tell that to you, but I will tell you because I've worked on this thing. So nobody might tell you they're monitoring your work, but there's a day that will come. For example, you want a raise, they will pull out that information. It will be pulled out like this. On Monday to Friday, you've been working from 11 p.m. and you should be logging in at 9 p.m. They want to give bonuses. You don't show. Why? Because you have been playing in your job. You have been unreliable, and sometimes some managers don't have the time to keep micromanaging you and telling you to improve. It will just show in your work, number one, and your lack of reliability. So you're missing deadlines, or you're being late for meetings. Sometimes you even assume some meetings are not necessary for you because maybe you are not in that country of the country where the business is. So you think I should miss this meeting. After all, I'm not in the office, but these things are being kept in a file. You are procrastinating or getting distracted at home. This is part of the lack of self discipline. For example, if you're working from home as a remote worker, Let's say you have a child. It's so good to have a family, a baby, but most of your time may be spent tending to this child. Maybe half of the time, without you noticing, half of the time you work in a day is being spent fending for this child. Your manager may not know, your colleagues may not know, but it will show in your output. Trust me, it will always show in your output. And then maybe also you are over promising and under delivering. Sometimes when it comes to remote jobs, it is based on milestones. So maybe there's milestone A, milestone B, milestone C. So you said you will do milestone A by 3rd of February. And when you open the scope of task and everything, you saw that milestone A cannot be done by February 3rd, maybe by 10th. You didn't say. You didn't say. First of all, you overpromised. So you will most likely underdeliver because you want to beat the deadline. So communication is very essential. It goes back to communication. So the first one was poor communication, and the second one was lack of self-discipline and poor time management. So what am I saying? Employers notice patterns. They notice patterns, and you might not know they notice it, but they notice. You yourself can notice when your child has changed. What do you think an employer cannot? Why do you think an employer cannot notice when there is a pattern that is recurring in your work? Yeah, like there's consistent missed deadlines, consistent under promise and over promising and under delivering. They are a fast way to lose a job and trust. But first of all, what happens is trust is lost by your employer. Then when trust is lost, they give you a chance to maybe recollect yourself. If you don't, you're out the window. It's that simple. Because people care for their businesses. They care about their businesses. There's no amount of noise you will make for them to keep you. You'll say, I have a newborn child, I just got married, I just bought this, I need more time. They will not listen. People care for their jobs, and they hired you so that you can make their job easier. The third one is failure to adapt to remote tools. Failure to adapt. Well, when it comes to remote working, there are tools that have been used to make sure that the work you do does not require you physical presence at the office. So, for example, there are remote work tools like Slack for communication. That's number one, Slack for communication. Then there is also Zoom. You are not able to use Zoom to adapt to Zoom. And QuickBooks, Trello, all these websites and softwares, you have not been learning them. Maybe you came in with just initial information, but you didn't get to learn about them. Notion, nowadays many companies are using Notion. Can you get acquainted with these platforms? Asana, Notion, Slack, Trello, ClickUp, and all those platforms. If you fail to adapt to some of these tools, you may not be as useful for that role as you should be, because maybe your role requires you to use these tools on a regular basis. Yes, and they want to avoid training sessions or updates, and then maybe you're being resistant to new workflows. Here in Africa, back in Africa, I don't know about the West, but we are usually resistant to change. Like, for example, in my former workplace, I remember they introduced petty cash, an easier petty cash platform. So many people are resistant, but this platform was coming in to help with petty cash because it was becoming hectic for the person doing it, and we didn't want to add someone else for the petty cash thing. So they introduced a platform that works for other companies, and I could see the resistance across board for the users and for the stakeholders. So such kind of resistance can easily make an employer think you are not passionate about your work, you're not taking your work seriously. And employers need individuals who can navigate through changes and digital workflows smoothly. It's the current market right now. No one wants to take a sluggish person or someone who can't adapt to new processes. The fourth one is isolation and lack of collaboration. So if you tend to isolate yourself when in teams, in collaboration, even when people are gisting, just chip in. There's just a gist that is happening, chip in. Put an emoji and laugh. Wow, hi. If someone is sharing some good news, say congratulations. Wow, that's so good of you. If someone is maybe applauding someone else for good work they did, go in there and also applaud that person. That way you are visible, you are seemingly passionate, you are showing initiative, you are showing that you are not isolated, you are showing that you are part of the team. So are you contributing in team discussions? When there's a meeting, you are always muted, video off, muted. They don't even know if you are present. Those things are patterns. Employers observe patterns. Trust me, they do. And the moment they say we are done, we are done. Are you building relationship with colleagues? Or you're just saying my colleagues are not my friends, they are not family, they're just colleagues? No, build relationships. this thing will come in handy. For example, maybe they in the near future they might need to choose a champion for something. You could be the one because you've been interacting. Or when they want to lay off people, the empathetic nature that you have already built with others may make you not be laid off. These things are important. Networking. Are you avoiding collaborations and feedback? Yeah, don't isolate yourself. More so when you receive even bad feedback, don't isolate yourself. And the fifth one is dishonesty or unreliability. Why are you being dishonest? Like I said, information and communication is very important. The communication you give out will help the boss or the manager manage their expectations of you. Probably you are going through something rough in your family. You need to communicate that you are going through a rough patch, so you might want to take things slow. Otherwise, this rough patch might affect your output without you knowing, and it will be observed. But if you didn't communicate, no one will know, so they won't give you that grace period to recover or to seek for help. Yes, so don't lie about your hours or your progress. This one I've been caught. Don't lie about progress. If it's 50% done, don't say it's 70, because when the year rolls out, that 50% now will bite you. You'll start asking yourself, why did I lie? Don't fudge reports or results. Don't forge them. Be legit. Just put out honest work. Then don't take shortcuts that harm quality. Some people are good at shortcuts, like patching things up instead of doing the whole problem solving. Yes, don't patch things up. Don't go for shortcuts. Go for full problem solving. So, because the shortcut might need you to keep doing the shortcut again and again. And when you're not there, it will be now seen that indeed this was a shortcut that was being taken. Yes. So, build trust. Trust is everything in remote work. Once broken, it is hard to recover. And the last one is not demonstrating initiative or value. So you're seeing there's a gap here. Why don't you just go ahead and say, I think this can be done like this. I think we can improve this process. I think we should approach this way instead of this way. If there's a system that is down and this system, you rely on this system for your work to continue, communicate, say, this system has been down for the last 3 hours. I am not able to proceed with my tasks for this amount of time. Communicate, like I said, all these things come to communication. And then if you're waiting to be told what to do to solve a problem, don't be that culture. Be proactive in solving problems, more so team problems and your own problems. And then also suggest improvements and help the company to grow. Always be in a situation whereby you are suggesting improvements to the processes, to the workflows, to everything around you. And then don't treat work like a checklist. Okay, contribute to actual goals. Own part of the success of the team. Don't do it like a checklist. After all, these people are not in the country. No. Build your work. Contribute to shared goals. That way, you are seen as a valuable member of the team, and also you are contributing to value. Yes. So I hope with these points, you will not sabotage your remote role, because maybe you are assuming nobody is watching, nobody's gonna know I'm in my house. No, they are going to know. If the meeting says join video, don't start saying I'll join only voice. Start joining the video. Maybe with time you can gauge them and start going off the video. But as you start, do the culture. Just learn the culture of that place and work on that culture. I'll share one last piece of information. In my former workplace, I had been so used to making calls whenever I needed maybe something solved or something moved or something done. But when I shifted to remote working, I realized I could no longer call, because remember, if you're calling people in the West, then that means it's a lot of airtime. And also then they are not providing the airtime. So you have to type, or huddle, or, call via Zoom and Google Meet and all those things. And so learn how to adapt to the system, to the culture. Don't say, in my former workplace, we used to have good morning meetings every morning. If it's not here in this current workplace, adapt. Don't try and force a change. Yes. Yeah. So that's my short but long video, and I hope you don't sabotage your remote working role. You need to excel, and I'm here to support you all the way. Bye. See you in the next one. Subscribe.